Right now, I'm much better financially than the way I was when I came. There is something which is very important, and what I think so many immigrants don't realize, that I only came for 6 months, and 4 years later, you're still in that small bubble, and you don't understand the fact that time will never come back. That's that 4 years you lost of your life, hoping that I just have to push harder and harder and harder because I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna have a better life. That 4 years of your life will never come back. No matter how much money you make and you go back, that emptiness and gray area of your life will always be there.
My plan was to come for 6 months in England to work, to save some money, and come back home. But later the plan has changed. I decided to stay more, do some more money because it wasn't enough. I had some opportunity at work like for better money, which they offer me, and I decided to stay more.
Looking back in time, I realize money is a very important thing until you don't have it. But the minute you have it, you realize how you kind of sell your soul, how you kind of sell your friendship, your peace, your free time, your freedom, the love, the places you love, the people you love.
My name is Plamen. I'm 27 years old from Bulgaria, working in England for 4 years and a half.
Hi, my name is Melinda. I'm from Romania. I'm 33 years old. I came to England in 2009. I was a third year law student when I came. Initially, I came for 6 months to raise some money for my tuition fees and for my living costs because I used to work two jobs, and it was really difficult for me to study and to work two jobs to be able to pay for my tuition. When I arrived to England, I realized I cannot save money at the fast pace I hoped for initially.
I spoke with other friends who have been before in England. They told me how is the life here, how is the job, and you can save some money if you work, like non-stop. And that's why I decided to come here to push 6, 7 months, save some money. They explained me how can I come, how can I find a better job. They sent me to some agency for a job where I applied, and that's how I came here.
I abandoned the idea of returning straight after I have the money for the tuition fees, um, because I met my now ex-husband. But at that time, I thought it was the best decision of my life, and I've decided to pursue a career in business. So I continued my studies in England, um, and changed career because I kind of understood that I need a degree that in case I would like to leave England and move to a different country, I would still be able to use it, and law is not one of those things. So I studied business, then I studied an MBA in finance.
I'm working in a warehouse, a distribution center. As I started as a picker, after a couple of months I had some trainings in the company, so then I become a rich truck driver, and I'm still working this.
And at the moment, I'm working as an office manager for an IT company. I do the financial directing of the company, anything which include, I mean, anything related to money, revenue coming in, purchasing, everything, salaries.
I miss to be at home, that feeling to feel at home, to be with your people, with your places, like where you can feel better, good. See, the difference here is that I feel here just only like a worker, just work, not much things to do, not much places to go. I've lost my time with my friends, with my family.
I've lost, I've lost the opportunity to see my grandma, who used to live 5 minute drive from my house. My very best friend from childhood. Places. Sometimes you don't even have to see anybody, just walk down a street and it feels like your soul is at home. You feel peace, that kind of unexplainable peace that no matter how much money you will ever have is not going to be able to buy it. And I've gained a lot of knowledge, um, wisdom about life, about how to cope with different things, with different situations. Um, I gained a lot of experience regarding, what it means to lose a spouse, um, what it is to raise a child by yourself, and I came to understand the simple fact that money is not everything in this life. So, what I would say about food in England is I'm not quite particularly familiar with specific English food. So, I know there are, I don't know, certain pies and um, English sausage or something which I would say it's particularly English. I like the fact that if you are really interested, I mean, the choice is just yours whether you want to eat. For example, before I came to England, I've never had a curry. I didn't even know what the word curry means, or certain Chinese or Italian, I mean, not Italian, Indian food. I was more familiar with European dishes. So I like the fact that if you are really adventurous and curious and you would like to know how right on the other side of the world people eat or what they do. I mean, England is really a place where you can find any kind of food at any time of the day and the year.
I miss the food from home, the traditional food which we have. Here you can have everything, but I don't really like it. I like to try different type of food, but I prefer our traditional dishes cooked by my mom, by my grandmother.
I wouldn't say I particularly miss food from home because I cook, and I was blessed enough that my parents live I mean, 2 streets down from my house, and my mom is a chef. And even if she wouldn't be a chef, you know, um, anytime I fancy something home cooked, I would just pop into her house and I don't know, have a soup or have some kind of mashed potatoes or some kind of fancy cake, whatever she made. So I don't particularly miss that much because I've got the chance and the opportunity, to have that food. But nothing tastes the same. I don't think it's more the taste of the food what we miss in the actual food. It's more the, like, for example, when I grew up, we always used to have dinner as a family. So you don't really miss the food. You miss that connection with the people you used to have that food with. Because right now, although we live less than, I don't know, half a mile away from each other.
I have some friends here, mostly from work. Uh, I met a lot of people, nice people, from other countries as well, from my country as well. So I have every kind of people which I know, but I don't see my old friends. We barely spoke even from time to time. And I'll see them when I go back. If they're still my friends, no.
I've met people along, me being here who came to England and spoke no words at all in English apart from yes and no. And now they are in managerial position, fluent in English, written and spoken English. On the other hand, I know people who came and started the same job, almost the same kind of time, and they're still doing the same job with the same level of English. So I think it's not as much as the country, as much as the person who is willing to develop themselves and try to make the best of of the time we got as we can, and not to forget that this time we'll never get it back. No matter if we stay for 6 months, if we stay for 11 years or 20 years, it doesn't matter. Time is not coming back, and that's one of the most valuable things in our lifetime we can ever get.